Hello, everybody. Renee here, as I promised, once a week. And I am featuring designer paper and all the cards that I will be showing up until Christmas. It's going to be about designer paper and how we can use that beautiful designer paper that we got and how we showcase that with fancy folds and standard cards. All right. And I have a tendency to do fancy folds. So, you'll see this next one. Remember to like or click on the bell and subscribe if you are on YouTube watching this. If you're on YouTube watching this, also go ahead and go into my directions area and you can check out my Facebook page. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start with this great card. Here we go. Going to make a check here. Oh, you saw my computer there. I can see that. And there we go. All right. It goes pretty quickly live. So I was working with the computer. So that's what you saw first. Okay. We are going to make this great card here. And I'm going to show you some examples right now. And then we're going to go through it fairly quickly, I hope. So here, this is all thanks to Bethany Barnard, my team leader. She went ahead and gave me a sample of her card so that I could learn and get the information from her sample and create my own cards. And so here we go. Thank you, Bethany Barnard. And so this one is the Berry Christmas, all right. And I went ahead and did this one with the little igloo inside. That actually was from an old beehive set from Stampin' Up, and that worked perfectly for my igloo. So I just love it. So here is that one using that set. And then I made another one. Basically the same using that berry. I think it's very cute with a different layout of bears. I think that's very sweet. I do like them. Then what I did last was with the DSP of the Traditions of Saint Nick and the Saint Nicholas dies. Okay, and so that's where this came from. And that was fussy cut out. And this is just a lovely, fairly easy card. And I'm going to show you how to build this card. And you too can make these gorgeous cards with designer paper. And I did emboss those, but you'll see with this one, I will not. All right, this time what we're going to use for our paper is our Winter Meadow paper and our Snowflake Magic. And the Winter Meadow is this one. It's a gorgeous paper. I'm just going to flip through it quickly. I don't want to take too much of your time. So we're going to do this and just flip through it. I don't know if I have enough space to flip through. Well, I might not. So that's another one, just to show you quickly. That's the one like that. I should go like that. See, that's going to be really pretty, isn't it? So that's that one that we're using, actually, that piece. There's this one. It's gorgeous paper. That's gorgeous. And then there's that one. And then we are using that one, so you can see all the papers. That is the Winter Meadow. And I'm just trying to go fast so that we don't waste too much time, but that you actually see that. And then this is that Snowflake Magic. And these are the specialty. You get 2 sheets of each. That's the silver. And then this gorgeous sheet right here. It's just gorgeous. Here's some extra pieces from the other set, which is okay. And then the Saint Nick, which is gorgeous, which I think I showed you last video. I showed you the Saint Nick paper and I showed you both sides. So you really have seen that. Okay. So that's that one. And again, I'm just showing it quickly just to remind you. All right, and that was called, again, Traditions of Saint Nick. That is an online designer paper. The others were from the mini catalog. Okay, so you really need a sheet of 8.5 by 11 to make this card. So you need a total 8.5 by 11. You are going to cut the 11 side into 5.5. Okay, so that you have a 5.5 by 8, and so you have a 5.5 by 8.5, and you have 2 of these, right? They're going to be 2 of these here for you. Okay. You're going to use both sides. Don't crease the one. This is what you're going to do with the other, which is going to represent our card base. And so what you're going to do is you're going to score it at 1, 2, 3, and 4.25. So this is scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4.25. And the score lines represent the front of the card. So this is the front, therefore this is the top of the card, right? And now we're going to, from the top, we are going to, on this edge, all right, we're going to measure down 1 3/4, all right? I do that on the inside. So here is my marking. And there you can see my pencil mark. Okay, and I'm going to cut this now, all right? So that is that base card, and I'll show you that momentarily. The next piece is for the inside. You can have this embossed or a specialty designer paper, and that's going to be a 4 by 5.25, all right? Then you're going to cut that other half, all right, to 4.25 by 2 3/4. So if you go ahead and do this at 2 3/4, if you cut this at 2 3/4, then you can cut it down to 4.25, and then your next one would be 3.25. All right, so these are the 2, which I do believe would leave you a 2 3/4 left behind. So you could have 2 of these pieces. So that makes the next card. But so 2 3/4, then 3.25 by 5. Your designer paper for your 2 3/4 is 2.5 by 4. And your designer paper for the 3.25 by 5 is going to be a 3 by 4 3/4. That is your DSP. So you have your card base pieces and you have your DSP. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put those away right here, just like that. Put that over here. And now I'm going to cut this card base down to 1 3/4. And if you know me, I easily do this. What you want to do is you want to take that very that score line, that 4.25 score line, make sure it is in the track to cut. And then I take that 1 3/4 point and make sure it's in the track. Now I did put a pencil mark in there, so that does help me. But you want to make sure you're going in that track, and that's where it's going to start. And you want to make sure that that's where it ends. So you put it in there, and then you simply cut. All right. And there you go. There is your cut. Now all you have to do after that, that piece gets thrown away, is you're going to fold it back. Then it's, yes, I believe that's the way it is. It's like a fan. So the way that works is the center is folded down, and then you're going to go mountain, valley, mountain, valley. So your fan fold, yes? And there is your base card. That's all to that. And that 1, 2, 3, and 4.25 are easy score lines. So that's good news. And I do have an eraser, and I am going to erase that just a little bit here. And because I cut that, I I'm also gonna take that edge and just go ahead and do that. This becomes really easy, this card. We're going to we can right away glue this on. There is one other piece of cardstock you can add. It'll be up to you how you do that, and I will talk about that. See, I think this glue is better. So this is that specialty Snowflake Magic. Beautiful, beautiful specialty paper. Just the right trick for a specialty card like this, meaning you wouldn't have to emboss. You would just get this and put this in, and it's going to be gorgeous, just as gorgeous as the embossed. It's always nice at Christmas time to get some of that specialty paper. I'm not quite getting that down the way I wanted. That's all right. That'll have to do. That'll have to do. All right, that should be good. All right, so there you go, like that. Then what we're going to do is we are going to use, and again, I am really into using all this beautiful paper for the holidays so that we're all set. I'm just trying to see all these little things to remind you which ones are which. Okay, so this is the 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 with that DSP, right? That's what we're using right now. This was the 4 by 5 1/4. So all I'm going to do is put some glue on this piece. There are always two sides to a sheet of paper. I always kind of look and try to figure out which side is best. Now, basically what you want to do is you're going to glue that on, and you would like these levels to be the same all the way across. Okay, so you can go ahead and actually glue the cardstock down first and then put it on, but I kind of have an idea, so I'm not too bad at centering those, so I'm kind of lucky. So I did that just fine. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3 1/4 by 5 and the 3 by 4 3/4 DSP. So that's the one I'm using now. And I'm going to glue that on. I'm pretty much going to go ahead and do that and that. I think that's good. I think that's good. So now both of these pieces are ready to be glued on, to be honest. So you could go ahead and glue that on. So what I'm doing is I glue this piece first. So let's look. This is the first fold. This is going to go on that first fold. All right. And then, so that's the back side of this fold, right? Front of the fold, back side. So this fold right here is where we're going to go. So really the third fold, if you look at this, that's 1, 2, or the third area. I should say the third area, not fold. It's after the second fold, but 1, 2, 3, third area. If you flap it down, then you want to make sure that when you go with this, you go all the way to the bottom. And you're basically all the way, basically to that crease. All right. Basically to that crease there, to that score line, just a hair off, not very much off at all. See how that looks? How beautiful. And now we're going to do that same with this piece. Now this is the front. I always do that one first. It seems to be easier that way. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And again, I'm going to put that down. I want that to be even with the bottom and even with the side. So that's going to be what's important. So I'm just going to make sure it's even. So I turn it over and make sure everything's nice and even. So like that, see how everything works out nicely? See that bottom line? So you want that straight across. Okay, so you've got this now. Look, already your card is gorgeous just with the designer paper. That's what I'm all about for the rest of the holidays, for fall, for the Christmas, all of that. All right. And so this was that. So there you go. So that's that. So now what we want to do is the sets I'm using. This set is in the annual catalog and I absolutely love it. Regal Reindeer. It was in the mini last year, and Reindeer Dies. I did use the Peace on Earth. I thought that was perfect here for this card. And I did use the die cuts. I used this deer die cut, and I used this tree. All right. This and this is what I use. There's a little girl. You can see this is a beautiful set. Just gorgeous. Look at these are little baubles. So that'll be really cute on any set that you might have. You can make those baubles and then put them up, and there's a little star. So this is a great, great set. Okay. And so I wanted to show that set to make sure you saw. Of course, for the other card, this was the St. Nicholas card. And as it is gorgeous, although I just die cut, there is nothing, just cut and die cut, there is nothing stamped yet on this card. And I'll show you where you can stamp it, where your possibilities are, depending on what you want to do. Okay, so the next piece I used, and we'll look at it. The next piece I used the Wishes All Around with the Wishes All Around dies. And I used these snowflakes and this wreath. And I love this set and I'm very happy. And so I kind of wanted to show you this set. And here is that wreath of the trees. And then here is all of your stamps, lovely snowflakes, lovely sentiments. This will be a beautiful cards, fronts on your designer paper. So those are they. So what I did here is I decided that there's that deer from the Regal Reindeer. Those are the trees from that Regal Reindeer set. And then here is a snowflake from the Wishes All Around, right? All right. And I felt that this Wishes All Around and the reindeer, the Regal Reindeer, went so well with that winter meadow. I think it's just great. So what I'm going to do here is I was going to go ahead and I am going to, these trees are fun. These pop up, and I used the Snowflake Magic paper here, so it's glittery and it has, let's see if we can see that. Yeah, I see how that works. Yeah, see how cute that's going to be? That's going to be really nice. So I'm just going to glue this. I'm just going to glue this here and here. One goes here. One is going to go here. It's going to go here. And then the reindeer, I am going to use dimensionals for our reindeer. Hope I can find my mini ones. We'll see. Mini ones are always harder for me to find since I'm always, there they are. There they are. So that's going to be there, like that. And then the beautiful reindeer is going to go right here like that. So now I am going to put him on dimensionals on these little minis. And again, here, this is really nice because again, this pops up like this. So it goes really nicely all together, that set. that there, put that there. I'm not sure if I really need another one, but I'll put that there. We'll see how that works out. 2 would have been enough. I might have cut in half and then put one at the nose and maybe one lower, but that's fine. This will be just fine. This is really a nice die set. And I'm just going to put him right here, right like that. So there you have your piece on Earth. And then I had my little snowflake that I wanted. And let's see if I lost that snowflake. Probably. Did I lose? No, here it is. Usually if I lose it, then it's on the floor. Now I can put the snowflake up here like this, right? Or I can put him more down here like that. And I think I do like him more down here, just like that. I will not put him on dimensionals. I'll just go ahead and glue him down as well. I mean, it would be nice to put him on dimensionals, but I think gluing him is just as well. All right, because the whole card pops up. So see how that is? Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I said I used the wreath, okay? So we have some options. We can put the wreath right here with another tree and the snowflake right there. Or we could put the wreath right in here, right here. And then we could even go ahead and punch out a circle, a little circle here, and then have our sentiment right there in the middle. And then that's how that would stand up, which is lovely, But I want to see if that looks too busy. Doesn't look really too busy. Looks busy enough. I don't want the tree there for sure. If I do anything, I think I would just leave it that way. But as you know, if you go to my Facebook page, I might change this up and how I finally do this part. I do like it this way, but I also love the card just the way it is like this. But I do think that that's nice, don't you? Yeah, let's do it. I do like that. So now let's talk about what we can do about the sentiment and everything else, okay? And after I get this glued here, just a few glue dots, you see how I do this? I do fine as long as I'm in control of the glue, and usually I know how it's coming out. As long as I know how it's coming out, it's not too bad. I really do like this. And I would suggest, yeah, that looks lovely. Doesn't that look lovely? It's just beautiful. And I don't think really, well, we could put him right there as a standout. That would be really pretty. Yeah, I think I would do that. Let's use some dimensionals for this one, because it's just tone on tone, so it really doesn't stand out too much, but gives you that hint of something dimension there, which I kind of like. So I'm going to put that down there. All right. So we have the little piece on Earth there, which is perfect. Put that right here in the center, which I really like. See how that works? And then that's going to be open line. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful card. So piece on Earth. And then what you do is you can cut a piece of white cardstock. Okay. You can cut a piece of white cardstock that is a 2 by 5 by 4 3/4. So a 2 by 4 3/4 is what you would want to do. So that'd be for the inside, 2 by 4 3/4 white piece that would go right here. That's behind this flap, this area right here. You could go ahead and put your white piece of cardstock right here, and then go ahead and write your sentiments and anything else. Also, what you could do is you could go ahead and do a 4 by for the back. The back, you could do a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock. And that would work as well. All right. So that, my friends, I believe is it. It's what I'm going to do. I am going to cut for you so you can visualize it. A 2 by 4 by 4 3/4, I said, right? 2 by 4 3/4. Which ends up to be a piece like this that you can put right in here. All right, and that's the way I would go. And now you have a place to write your sentiment. Okay, folks, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. Please comment on what you think about these. All right, here's that one. Here is this one. So I want to show you how you can use, and what I did here is I did a little something different. I said here was 2 and it's actually 2. Yeah, you could go 2 1/4. You could make it a little wider. I had here 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. I guess you could go a little wider, but this is enough for me anyway. Or you can use a piece in here. This is what I did with this one. All right, and so it still stands up. It still looks like that, but there it is. And that is a 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. 3 options. 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. 2 1/4 by 4 3/4, or 2 by 4 3/4, and a 4 by 5 1/4. So those are all your options. So you have 3 options of how you want to put what. This time I did this, so obviously that was not going to happen, and that's where the cardstock, that's where the comment had to be. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and I'll be seeing you next week, towards the end of the week, with some more designer paper options. All right, don't forget to heart down here on my Facebook page, comment on my Facebook page. I hope you enjoyed this live today. Bye-bye now, everybody.